Here at the Lady Gang, we're all different kind of shoppers. As you can imagine, I'm already making my list, heading out, shopping, wrapping, and we'll be ready before even November ends. Jack will be there at midnight on December 24th, still buying gifts. And that's just the way it is. And that's why we head to Marshall's, right? You get the quality gifts for everyone on your list for way less, and you take it home that day. Yes, even on December 24th. There's always new items arriving all season long, and the shelves are stocked through the holidays with the most wanted brands. Marshall's buyers hustle for the deals so we can gift the good stuff. And what are we giving this year? I don't know, cashmere scarf, jade face roller, even a new leather wallet. And then, of course, when you go into Marshall's, you always have to pick up something for yourself. Between fashion, accessories, beauty, kids, men's, and home, Marshall's has something for all of your loved ones, always at a great price so you don't break the bank. This season, we're doing Luxe for less. Gift the good stuff with Marshall's. Head to your local store or go to marshalls.com for all the deals so you can give it the best gift ever. See you at Marshall's.
Well, what is this?
Welcome to the Lady Gang.
That's amazing. Say that again.
The Lady Gang.
Things are about to change around here.
Each week we catch up with Hollywood's hottest girl posse. Keltie Knight, Becca Tobin, and Jack Vanek.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Lady Gang. I'm Becca Tobin here with Keltie Knight, and we have someone stepping in for Jack Vanek. She's, just almost as famous, almost as musically talented as our Jack Vanek. Kelsea Ballerini is gracing us with her gorgeous red lip presence right now, and I'm fangirling so hard. I've been listening to your music all morning, and it's just really exciting to have you. So welcome, welcome, welcome.
It is such a special day. And before you speak, Kelsea, I want to do your official, important Lady Gang entrance. So This is a little out of order today because Jack is on a plane and we could only get Kelsea at this time, and we will make it happen. Like, honestly, we would have just had her talk for an hour, but here we go. Okay. Our guest today is a Grammy Award nominated and CMA, CMT, and American Music Award winning superstar. An only child who wrote her first song at just 12 years old about her mom. One of the Forbes 30 Under 30, a member of the Grand Ole Opry, and the face of CoverGirl. Sometimes she even does my job better than me, like when she hosted the CMT Music Awards from her house because of COVID, all while making multiple couture fashion changes. Boom. Her song Peter Pan is the ultimate get rid of that boy in your life anthem, and her new album Subject to Change features bop after bop, including our two favorites, Doing My Best and What I Have. She's country, but it's kind of like emo country, and she does it in designer gowns. Please welcome a long time frickin' coming to the Lady Gang, Kelsea Ballerini.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, that intro. I am so excited. I'm a Lady Gang fan. I'm a Keltie friend, and I don't know. I feel like I've been craving some girl time. I just got off the road and I need some girl talk in my life. So this could not have come at a better time. Thank you for having me.
Is this an appropriate time to say that Kelsea and I could maybe play sisters in a TV movie with country music?
I would be beyond honored. Beyond.
Listen, it was my third question on the list, but I'll just open this up. Kelsea, Becca and our Jack Vanek's fiance, Jared, who is in an emo band called The Maine, is a guitar player. And they have a crazy idea to be a duet called Ginger Belle because he's a ginger. A Southern Belle and a ginger. Now, they've been talking about this forever, and they have no songs.
Do you have any songs that just didn't make the albums?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Can
great.
I pitch them?
Oh, absolutely. I have very little range, but I make up for it in dance moves. So it's going to be great.
Okay. I'll send some bops after this.
Thank you.
We have big news today. I just saw on Instagram this Shania Twain announcement. Talk about this. What?
I know, it's so crazy. So she's doing one show in the new soccer stadium, and it's the week of CMA Fest in Nashville next year, which is already like this very crazy, chaotic week. People travel from around the world to be in Nashville. And like, I used to go as a fan, and now I get to be an artist at it. It's just the best week. And then aside from everything going on there, she is doing a stadium show at the soccer place, and asked me to open for her. It's one of those things, like they say, don't meet your heroes. And to be honest, I've met a couple people where I'm like, yeah, this is disappointing. Shania is so much cooler and better than I could have ever imagined. And I've just gotten to like have this mentor-mentee relationship with her. And I think that she sees like, a lot of like the fact that like I really, obviously, like I'm a country girl, but I like to blend those lines and push those boundaries. And I love incorporating fashion into what I do. And I love like putting myself in a pop culture room as a country artist. And she's just the queen of that. And so I think there's just a lot of parallels, and she's just really taken me under her wing. And so now I get to freaking, you know, be on a stage with her again. It's really cool.
That's
really
so
wild.
exciting.
I
loved you in her documentary. I just thought, yeah, you were really great.
We got to pull it back. We got to do good week, bad week before we get into the talk. I'm sorry. I know. I'm all out of range. Becca, do your thing.
Okay. All right. It's time for
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
My good week is that Pixie Rose was born this weekend. My best friend Christina Perry's daughter is here. She is healthy, and I'm a good secret keeper. Like, you know that I'd take things to the vault. I was one of like 2 people that knew the baby name. And I could cry. I'm like, look at her cry now.
Anyway, such a good name.
She's been through it. She lost her daughter, Rosie, very late in her pregnancy. And this entire year in pregnancy has just been us walking on eggshells and so nervous and hitting all these milestones that she had hit with Rosie. And then, you know, like just really hard stuff. And so, but here's the crazy part. This is my good week, is that we are so connected as friends. I kid you not. And it's her story to tell, but I had a dream. I woke up at 5 a.m. and I was like, oh, Christina's water broke. I was dreaming it in my dream. And literally 6 hours later, she sent me a picture from the hospital and she's like, baby's coming. Oh. And I dreamt it first. How crazy is that?
You're soul connected.
Oh, I love it so much. Okay. Bad week is that, you know, I have Callie the rescue dog, and she's been amazing. How many years have I had her? Like 6 years, 5, 6 years now, right? Mm-hmm. She came to me trained from wherever she was on the street, and she's never had an accident in the house. And now she's decided to pee in my husband's office every single morning at 8 a.m. I can't do anything to stop it. I don't know what's happening. I got the oxidizer. I got the stuff. I'm giving her the treats. Like all of a sudden, and I think it's because we were gone on tour.
Yep.
Chris was gone. She's been at the dog sitter. She's like, you, Mom, you're a terrible mother. I'm going to pee on your hardwood, which is really hard to get the smell out every day. You. Okay. Who wants to go next?
She's mad at you.
She's a realtor.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you could do that.
They
know.
do.
They're so
They're
smart.
malicious little bitches.
Becca?
I mean, you could have been a good person and brought your dog on tour like I did.
Callie on tour. Orly was hard enough, and Orly's a good dog.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go next. My good week is we were on tour on the bus segment of our tour, which we're going to have to get in. I know we're going to get into with Kelsey because she's a touring queen.
By the way, when I went to see her on tour, she has 2 semi trucks and a lot of people helping her. We had nothing.
Of course.
I want to know all about how tour was. I'm like dying. Okay.
Well, I'll give you a little snippet of tour right now. So Keltie is a budget queen, and she, like right now, we're actively arguing on an email about like $100 difference for a hotel room for one night in Phoenix. Like, and she wants to stay at like an airport hotel, which is like a 1 to 2 star. And then just a couple miles away is like a lovely Kimpton. Beautiful. It's $100 more. We're going to share a fucking room. And this woman is like, nope, we're in and out, you guys. Let's do the 2-star. And I'm like, I can't tour like this, Kelsey. I can't tour like this.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So, she on tour decided we needed to do all the jobs. It was the 3 of us and our 2 teeny tiny little team, which is women smaller than us. There's literally no manpower in this group. We had a trailer full of shit. We hauled our merch. We hauled our books. We hauled our equipment, our chairs, like everything you can imagine. But this dum-dum had no plan how to get anything from the East Coast to the West Coast, because we're hitting the West Coast next. And the tour bus is bye-bye. So she's sitting there 2 days before the tour wraps, and she's like, I think I have a plan. So this dum-dum, I'm like, what's the plan for after tour? Because I'm out of here. I'm not helping. I'm not doing anything. I've done enough. And she's like, no, I'm gonna fly with everything back. I'm gonna fly, and I'm gonna
trailer full.
A trailer full, okay? A trailer full. And she's like, but big suitcases, I'm going to have
in my defense, I did fly out with 21 bags.
Okay, but like, that was
more.
insanity.
There was more. Okay, continue.
So then she's like, no, well, I'll go ship some stuff home and I'll do this. And on the side, the two girls who have worked their asses off for us, Alex and Chelsea, they were like, hey, we're a little nervous. Like, we're not sure if this is feasible, and we don't like telling Keltie no. No one likes telling Keltie no. So I was like, I've got this. My dad just recently used this service called UShip, and he just had a car sent from across the country for a very reasonable price. And I was like, well, how does it work? And he said they connect you with people who have the appropriate size vehicle for whatever it is that you need. So it's kind of like an Uber for schlepping shit around the country.
Okay.
Cars, boxes, whatever, moving. So I did the shameless thing, and I DM'd this company, and I was like, and this was like me asking for an organ, because I did not want to finish this tour and be stuck shipping books and bullshit back to the West Coast for 4 days after we finished.
No.
So I DM them. I'm like, hey, my dad said he had a really great experience with you guys. Do you think you have anybody available in 48 hours to ship, literally take the contents of an entire trailer. Yes, a trailer across the country to California and get it there by next Tuesday? And they were like, sure, we got you. I mean,
that's a good week.
This is a good week. So they saved our lives. They saved our relationships. They saved our tour. They saved our company.
Friendship. They saved our friendship.
They saved our friendship.
Friendship.
Yep.
So thank you, UShip.
Keltie, why?
You know,
we'll sidebar. We're gonna sidebar.
Yeah,
about this.
it was a whole. I just, like some things I just like. I'm so
not
intense.
everything has to be DIY. Not everything.
I know.
That's what I remind her every single day.
I know.
Yeah.
Every single day. I'm like, we can buy this. We can pay someone to do this. And it's not even that much money. That's the thing too. I think in her mind, she thinks things are going to be astronomical. And then it's like, no, time is money. When you're a busy person like you and you have 4 jobs, you should know time is money.
I know. Okay.
If you're detail oriented and you do what we do, like, we probably have control problems. I'm including myself. And so it's like hard to delegate. It's really hard to delegate. It's been like a huge lesson for me.
Yeah. Yes. Well, she's learning. She's a late in life learner, but she's
all learning.
My bad week is that I had a baby 8 months ago and I don't know how to take care of him by myself. I haven't had a nanny, and she's been out. And I already knew. Here's the thing. I did not need the universe to remind me or tell me or show me how wonderful my nanny was. I knew the moment she came into my house when my baby was like 3 weeks old that she was invaluable, and that whatever amount of money she wanted, I was going to throw at her. I don't care. I can't understand people who want like budget childcare. You're crazy. But if I didn't appreciate her enough, I will tell you now, I had to watch my own child, I know, cue the violin, for an entire week through a weekend because my husband went on a motherfucking golf trip. Golf is the sport made by the devil. And you guys, I had such a bad meltdown that I will just finish this story up with, he was so fussy because he's teething. God bless him. I sent a picture to my husband. I know he's on the golf course trying to have a good time. My kid is slumped over by the garage door trying to get out to go out for a ride in his car for the 85th time of the day. He's slumped over sobbing, and he's bright red like a tomato. He's dressed in like God knows what, just garbage clothes. And I sent my husband that picture with, "I'm not okay," was the text.
No, Becca. So dark.
Drama. You guys, it took me 5 years and so much money to get this child earthside, and this is what I do with it? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me?
I knew it was bad. Because when you go emo on social media, like, I know.
You guys, I just spent $2,000 on care packages for stay-at-home moms because I was sitting there feeding him one night, and I was like, there are women who have to do this. There are women who choose to do this. I'm sending them gifts. So
that's sweet of you.
Okay. That was my email. So Kelsey,
good week, bad week?
Whoa. Okay. Good week. I just wrapped up 5 weeks on the road. I got home yesterday, back to Nashville. Within that 5 weeks, I was in Nashville one night, and it was for a CMT event. So I wasn't like home, I was working. And so I've learned about myself that if I can like get into a full sprint, I'm good at staying there. But I've like, when you actually like are in tune with yourself and you realize that you need a break. Mm-hmm. I need a break. And so I finally hit that point, like right towards the end. And I got home yesterday and I like had this exhale where I was like reflecting on the last 5 weeks and like let myself feel really proud of everything that's happened. And now I'm just like switching out of artist mode and into just like friend, daughter, dog, mom mode. And that feels really good. Like I have a sense of like accomplishment, but also a sense of like, now I get to like rest and reset with my people. So that's good week.
Yay. That's a great week.
Bad week?
I want to prompt you a bad week because I thought it was so funny after seeing your concert. The zipper.
Do you want me to tell that story? I'll tell that story.
Yeah. So she's got like 17 costume changes in this show. Everything incredible. And the last thing she comes out in is this like rhinestone denim outfit. Go ahead.
Yeah. So 4 costume changes. Each one I have like a minute backstage. I am the worst version of myself in quick change. I turn into just such a raging bitch. I'm like, because I'm terrified of not getting back on stage, So the 4th outfit is just like the most simple. It's just jeans and a crop top t-shirt, like hard to mess up, And I walk on stage and I do 2 songs full out. The 3rd song is Miss Me More, which is like this like really sassy song. I get so into it. I'm dancing around. I'm feeling myself. And it's like midway through a dance move that I realized that the front row is not screaming for the song. They're screaming to tell me to zip my zipper up. No. And so I'm like midway through this like hair flip and have that realization and zip up my zipper and just keep going and don't really realize how embarrassing it was until watching videos later. Because it was cringe. It was cringe. It was proper cringe, y'all.
Song is like, I got my own heels, I got my own snare drum, I miss me more. Like you're like, I'm the hottest bitch in this place. And then
stars, they're just like us.
Oh gosh, I still have secondhand embarrassment, y'all.
Oh my god,
that is embarrassing. But you know what? But you know what? This is how you can look. You can spin it. There's going to be a girl out there one day doing something really important, and she's going to realize too late that her zipper was down or she was having a wardrobe malfunction. And to know that Kelsea Ballerini also, she did experience something similar on stage in front of an arena, I'm assuming.
Like a massive set of people, yes.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not that embarrassed about it actually, because I went to the school of Kelly Clarkson, and I will never forget one of my first concerts. I was, I think, 13 years old. It was at the Coliseum in Knoxville, and it was her Behind These Hazel Eyes tour. I'm a Kelly Clarkson stan.
Oh, that was a great one.
The AC in this arena was out, and it was just middle of summer, so hot. Everyone's like lined up in the bathroom to splash their face with water, that kind of thing. And she's up there on stage sounding better than the record. And mid song, she stops and she goes, "If y'all could smell me right now, none of you would be here." And it was this weird defining moment for me because it took her out of this glass box that I had her in. And I was like, oh my God, she's like my best friend, And I think with like every like public person, there's 2 categories. There's the people that you have on a pedestal and you're like, oh my gosh, are you even a real person? And then there's the people that you're like, I could get drunk and sit on the couch with you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, as just a fan, before I even really knew the capacity of what I wanted to do in music, I was like, that's the kind of human I want to be. Yeah. So if your zipper's down, it's a good thing you got undies on.
Oh, amen.
Amen. All right. Amen. When we come back, we got to talk about music. We got to talk about Spaghetti Gate. We got to talk about the live show. We got to talk about fearlessness. We'll be right back.
This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by the lifestyle brand TravisMathew. And you may have heard that the lifestyle brand TravisMathew has launched their first ever woman's line just in time for the holidays. So find the perfect gifts for your friends, your mom, your sister, or maybe a few items for yourself. Crafted with elevated and intentional style, TravisMathew is known for their incredibly soft and comfortable fabrics, and the women's line is no exception. Each product is created with attention to detail for an intuitive fit and soft, lightweight feel. Like the Mont Blanc jacket, for example. Perfect for these cooler months, the Mont Blanc jacket is ideal for layering. Pair it with one of your tees to polish off your look with a truly modern style. After all, your last layer should be your best layer. For the woman on the go, TravisMathew's women's line is designed for ease, easy to care for, and easy to wear. From hanging out with friends to the morning commute, a thoughtfully crafted fit across versatile styles provides confidence and comfort day in and day out. In TravisMathew, truly anyone and everyone can look great and feel great. Visit travismathew.com/women and take 20% off your order with the code LadyGang. That's travismathew.com/women with 20% off with the code LadyGang. TravisMathew.com/women and the code LadyGang. This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by Next Evo. And as you know, here at Lady Gang, we've tried and continue to try every single CBD product on the market because we just like to feel less stressed out, to sleep better, and to relax after a long day. And this is a true story. We just got delivered this product, Next Evo Naturals, to see if we wanted to work with them. So we tested out the products. And I swear to goodness, Becca reported the next morning and she said, this is the best CBD sleep I've ever used, the best product. And so I tried it. And in fact, I was just recently on an all-night flight to London. And instead of taking, a sleeping pill or something I normally would, I took 2 of the CBD sleep capsules and I was out for like 8 hours. It's incredible. It helps you get more refreshing sleep naturally. So if you're in the market for some CBD products, please check out Next Evo. Get a better night's rest and a better day tomorrow with products from Next Evo Naturals. For up to 25% off subscription orders of $40 or more, use our promo code LADY at nextevo.com. That's NextEvo, NEXTEVO.com, promo code LADY.
Now back to the Lady Gang.
All right, we're back with Kelsea Ballerini. All right, so I want to talk about this record, Subject to Change. I have to be honest. I think this is my favorite record of yours that you've ever made. And I think sometimes we just want to have claps for that because I think often in the music business, when someone comes out with a big bang like you did, it's like the first record is the record. And then every other record, you're like, I love them, I'm going to support them. But it's not as bop heavy. This is the kind of record, the Subject to Change record, where I've just been listening to it on repeat and it's just going on the Spotify all day long. Sorry, it's on Spotify. I know that's bad for artists. Anyway, so, it's it's just going and it really is I remember, when we were filming Superfan, whenever that comes out, when we were filming that, you had said this is kind of a happy record. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to want a happy record. Kelsey's my emo country queen. It's not that happy.
It's not that happy.
It's not that happy.
It sounds really happy. It has the most breezy, boppy, overtone to it, but there's more lyrical meat on the bones than ever. And there's a lot of depth and there's a lot, a lot of sadness in it for sure.
So the songs that we love, I want to talk through. So the first one that we love is Doing My Best, which is, it's I sent it to Becca, and you'd heard it before, but I sent it to her. I was like, I really want to talk about this song because it's you know what? I love the idea of it's okay to want more. I'm gonna, cause the songs are usually it's fine, I don't need this, I'm going into nature and going to find myself, or I'm a businesswoman and boss babe and don't fuck with me. And this song has both of those wants in one song.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It's a song that came from, honestly, the book that I wrote. I wrote this book of poetry and I put it out last year. And within writing it, I tapped into this new level of honesty that was almost uncomfortable for people to read. And it was just brutally where I was at in my life. And I was listening to the first 10 songs of the album, which was Muscle Memory and You're Drunk, Go Home and stuff like that. And I was more or less playing a character in those songs. And I knew that live, they would be really fun to sing and all that, but it wasn't this true dissection of my life and where I was at. And I think that I just like, I wanted to take ownership of the things in my life that have felt messy, or the things in my life that I acknowledge people have watched me walk through or have questions about. And like, I'm so down to be like really cool with not being perfect, you know, like, and I think with that song, it's just acknowledging these, like, I put out a record, the world shut down in March of 2020. And like, that was so sad. And like, I was grieving with the world, and I was also grieving this body of work that I'd poured my life into for a year and a half. And that was really sad. You know, I, am getting divorced, and like, that's very public and messy to navigate during all of this. And like, in that song, it says, you know, like, therapy for one turned to therapy for two. When you get married that young, you've got a lot to get through. And then the other thing that it talks about is being friends with someone that I collaborated with, and how sometimes that can lead to like the end of a friendship when you work, mix and play, and you don't really communicate about it. And so it's just stuff that I was like, this is all stuff that I feel icky about. So I'm just going to go ahead and own the narrative.
I love it. And the lyric is like, if I said I had all together, I'd be lying. If I said I had it all together, no one wants me to sing, I'd be lying, but I'll die trying. And I just feel like when I was at your show and we were singing this together as a group, it was like very cleansing.
I felt the same thing when I listened to your song. And I think it's a theme right now, especially with women, where we had this moment of like, being better, growth and evolution and evolving and reading and meditating, and wellness has been shoved down our throats every day, and therapy, which is all great stuff. But then we kind of forgot to send the message that even when you're doing all those things, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to be perfect. The expectation is not perfection.
That's right.
It's improvement, and maybe some days not. And I really loved hearing every lyric of that. I was like, yes, this is what women need to hear. This is what young women need to hear. I am so sick of the whole, like, I don't know. Yeah. Not being able to fuck up. Like, we're still okay, and we're still okay not being perfect. There's just no such thing. And it's boring.
It's also a message of like self-assessment, which I think is so important. I think that's like one of the true keys to growth is like taking a good hard look at yourself and owning your cringe, and also owning the good stuff too. But that was something that I was really proud of on that song, is just like the look at myself, you know, and going, okay, this is like a bit messy, but I'm showing up and I'm learning and I'm growing from these things. And like the person that I am now, because of these experiences, I like better. So that's the point.
Owning my cringe is something I'm going to be saying to myself all the time.
I'm actually writing it down.
That is what it is, because there are those things about yourself that you're like, oh, I just want to like crawl into a hole and not own that. But it is something I am or did or feel, whatever. Oh, owning my cringe.
Owning my cringe on a daily basis over here at the Night household.
Minute to minute.
Minute to minute. The song that I think is the piece de la resistance on Subject to Change is What I Have. The final song on this record. And like, I tear up. I'm just like, I don't know why I'm so emotional, but.
No, this made me emotional too, this song.
This is one of the, and I'm not just saying this because you're on the podcast, but this is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my life.
Same.
And it is one of those songs that will be covered, that will be played forever, that people will, like, it will stand the test of time. Like, it's that special. And I want to read a little bit of lyrics because I know everyone's going to listen to it. But she says, my neighbor's grass is the hit of the street, but that don't mean mine ain't just as green. I've been comparing shiny new toys. It's just the root of the thief of my joy. I know that's just the pony show. I bought the shoes where the bottom is red, but who the hell am I trying to impress? When you sit back, that's when you notice the Joneses can't even keep up with the Joneses. I know, don't gotta shine to be gold.
It's so good. It's so good. The Joneses can't keep up with the Joneses. I was like, oh, shit. It's about time.
This song felt like a warm hug.
Like, that's what I wanted. It's like, it's the exhale of the record, because the record starts with the song Subject to Change, which basically just says, I have spent my whole life fearing the unknown and fearing what I'm not in control of. I'm a control freak. I'm a Virgo. And I think the last few years, obviously we've all just as like humanity been really subject to change. And I think I've learned that like when I release this fear, of what is inevitable, because change is inevitable, then I have so much more room within myself to experience life as it is. And then the whole record takes you through life as it is for me and as it's unraveled the last couple of years. But then the exhale is what I have, which says, okay, so what I have tomorrow is probably going to look different than what I have today. But when I take inventory of my life right now, what is meant for me is mine. And it doesn't have to be extravagant, and it doesn't have to be glittery all the time. It is like in the simple pleasures in life that I am choosing to find joy, and knowing with complete naivety and bliss that it might look different tomorrow. But if I can honor it today, then I'm doing something right. And that song for me during tour, it was like, it wasn't my favorite song on the record. Like I loved it. I was proud of it. I wrote it probably 2 years ago now. But live, that song was my favorite one to play, because it felt like this moment of everyone, like it was just me and my guitar in the crowd. And it felt like this moment of unity of everyone I don't know, just like, it felt really pure and simple, and everyone just having this moment of like, yeah, what I have is mine. And what I have is this moment talking to you guys on this podcast right now, and then the next moment is going to be the next moment, but that doesn't matter yet.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Like you always hear there's people right now in their 90s and hundreds, they go and interview them and they're like, what's the lesson you want people to learn? Like, what did you wish that you knew when you were younger? Like they have really beautiful messaging, but I think our generation, there's going to be so much of that. I wish I was content in where I was, because the striving and the needing better and the keeping up with the Joneses, like that is the motor for so many of us. And I just am sad thinking that if you don't embrace this messaging of this beautiful song, like that could be what happens the rest of your life. It's just not being content in where you are. And like, I just love it. Every single person needs to listen to this. It's so beautiful and so powerful. And you never get, I don't feel like you really get always like a really beautiful, deep lyric like story and also a beautiful song. Like you're kind of always like, I mean, the lyrics of this song are amazing, but like I don't want to listen to that song in the car all the time. This is the perfect storm of like both things, and it's just congratulations.
Something just came up to me. This is an adult lullaby.
It is.
Oh my God. This is like someone has me in their arms.
Yeah.
And they're like, when he's like,
they're like, it's okay.
And you're like, it's okay.
That's really interesting.
You're okay. Yeah. Like Becca, you just like your mom comes over and she swaddles you and you're swaddling your baby and you're like, it's okay.
That's what it feels
really
like.
Funny.
Yeah.
It's an adult lullaby. Okay. When we come back, we're going to talk about the time I threw up spaghetti on my shoes.
So over here at the Martin family household, we are big fans of FrameBridge. We have a lot of things in our house that have been framed by FrameBridge. So I love this because it's custom framing, but they're going to change your opinion of what true customization really is. So they measure and handcraft each frame specifically for your piece, so you can FrameBridge just about anything: selfies, game day jerseys, your anniversary dinner menu, or latest artistic masterpiece. Whatever you want, they will do it. So you go to framebridge.com, upload your photo. If you have a physical piece you want to frame, they'll send you complimentary packaging to mail it in safely. Then you preview your item in dozens of frame styles. Choose your favorite or get free designer help. I love it so much. So instead of paying hundreds at framing stores, which they are so expensive, FrameBridge starts at just $39 plus free shipping. So I want you to go over there and check it out. Frame your photos or send someone special a gift today at framebridge.com. That's framebridge.com.
LadyGang, it's holiday party season, and you've got 15 minutes for party prep, so celebrate the season and book a service at the wax experts at European Wax Center. Get your glow on from your brows to the Brazilian to legs. European Wax Center specializes in all kinds of smooth. You can trust the wax experts at European Wax Center to leave you feeling smooth and comfortable with our exclusive Comfort Wax. Celebrate the season smoothly with your first wax because it's free. Your party prep is just 15 minutes. You feel good, you feel confident, you're strutting around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fast, convenient reservations make it easy to find your moment of smooth. It only takes 15 minutes to feel relaxed, refreshed, and restored. So head on over and experience a new state of smooth at European Wax Center. Make your reservation today. Your first wax is free. That's waxcenter.com, and your first wax is free. Don't forget to do your toes like I do. A toe wax is life-changing. I'll tell you, when you're wearing those cute heels and you look down and you've got a perfectly smooth toe, change your life.
You're listening to the Lady Gang.
We're back. So Kelsey is one of the artists on my new show, Superfan, which is so fabulous. And I've seen the final episode, and I'm going to sneak her a peek, and we're going to take this part out.
It's incredible. Kelsey, I hope you feel so proud of that show.
I feel so proud of the show, and I feel very proud that I'm on such a huge network where it will be a bomb unless 15 million people watch it. So they keep changing when they want to air it because they want to use the power of the Grammys and being, the number one network in the US to make it a huge hit. And so that is very frustrating for me, but also I'm so excited for everyone to see it. But
yes.
Anyway, so Kelsey was our last show we filmed, and what had happened that day that was really awful that she doesn't, anyway, it was a very stressful lead up. Everyone on the Lady Gang knows that I was losing my mind as executive producer, host, there was just so much pressure, and Kelsey was the last episode. And I think what was the best episode. And she just came on, and she's this high pony. And now I know that you were really going through it, but at the time, so professional, no freaking idea, brought the grace and the fun. And she was so fun with her fans. She was exactly what I wanted this show to be. So, but what had happened earlier that week is that I had to do this big interview about being a female creator and creating the show and being the executive producer by myself, standing on the stage. And they had me do it on the day that we taped the LL Cool J episode, which I was wearing a tiny little Mugler mini dress. I felt very naked. I wasn't even wearing a panty. And then they were like, okay, what does it mean to you to be a female executive producer? And where did the show come? And I'm standing out there, and I got to be honest, it's a club dress. This is not a professional, I would have worn a power suit if I had known I was doing the Variety Power of Women interview, And then I got sat down and told by them that day, right before Kelsey, that they thought that I came off very dumb in this interview and that they were going to redo it on Kelsey Day because I had an outfit that had sleeves.
That.
And
whoa.
I was I was so emotional. We had we're just finishing the show. And then here comes Kelsey, and she's just the brightest thing. And she was so wonderful. And she's one of those artists that she knows the names of the people that are around you. And that's very rare. A lot of times when you're hosting a show, people will be like, yeah, but she'd be like, Nate, Keltie, she knows who's in the room. And it's a very present thing. And not every superstar has that. Anyway, so then we end the show and we take a tequila shot to celebrate. And I'm like, what are you doing now? She's like, I don't know. I'm going to go grab dinner. She's like, I've always wanted to go to Craig's. I was like, we're going to Craig's. We literally I changed my outfit. We get in the car. We go to Craig's. We had the most fun. And I got to be honest, I don't remember anything that happened after the birthday Sunday came out. Kelsey, we're new friends. We have never hung out in real life before.
This is actually very scary. I'm having secondhand embarrassment thinking about Keltie drunk with a person who doesn't know her.
I know
that well.
No, I'm a good drunk friend.
Oh God, thank God.
It was so bad. So then we ended up somewhere else. Anyway, I don't remember much of what happened that evening. And I just knew that it was a major release for everything that Superfan.
Yes.
And being told that I maybe acted a little dumb. The night ended with me walking out of Delilah and puking my spaghetti all over my YSL shoes in front of everyone. And I don't know if you know that, Kelsey, because I think you stayed.
I did stay. I did not know that you threw up spaghetti, but I remember you walking out barefoot. So but I will say something. I didn't know the precursor to that story. I didn't know about that interview. And shame on whoever said that to you, because to even get a show like that off the ground into a major network and be the brains behind it and the executive producer behind it, that alone, those titles alone is giving smart, is giving powerful, is giving all of it. So shame on whoever made you.
It's true.
That's stupid. And honestly, it's something that I'm struggling with too, because I feel when you're kind of bright and bubbly and happy, people think you're stupid. And that's not the case. It's like two things can be true. Like you can be the executive producer and showrunner of a show on a major network, and you can also wear a YSL glittery dress.
Yeah.
Those two things can exist in the same space. So that's stupid. That makes me mad.
It's a weird thing because I kind of like revert. I find it hard sometimes. And Becca, like I've seen you do this as well. It's like we are smart and we are powerful. And then there's like something about the Hollywood in it where like then you revert to like the lowest denominator of yourself during like an interview or when people are like putting pressure on you, you're doing like a red carpet and you just like act in like, it's not the truest version of yourself. Maybe it's not the right time and place.
Well,
but I felt myself reverting down. Like I was like, when I finished that interview, I was like, that is not a good representation of like my brain.
Well, because we're trying to make ourselves palatable to the lowest common denominator. That's what it is. It's like the masses and the people who they're making this content for don't know how to look at a woman who's like bubbly and blonde and looks like wholesome and blah blah blah, and like it's cognitive dissonance if she comes out and is too intelligent or well spoken or confident, God forbid, or not ditzy and owning her intelligence and all those things that it took to get a freaking show made.
That's right.
So it's like we dumb ourselves down constantly because it's like we want to give people what they want. It's like pleasers. We're little people pleasers, and that's what you get in Hollywood. It's like to get through Hollywood, you do sort of have to be this person that's like, oh, what do you want me to do? Oh, you think it'll be better if I do this thing? Like, sure, let me give it a try. As opposed to like, no, that's not my brand. F off, because that's what men get to do all the time.
It's like a survival mechanism.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was so disappointed because I knew better. Anyway, long story short, we're here.
We had fun that night. We had
so much fun.
We ate all the good food. We had a couple of tequila shots. It was my first time at Craig's, thanks to you. We did dance a little bit, and then and
you got paparazzi'd, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Craig's is the way to go. And you spilled the wine down your pants.
I spilled the wine down my pants, and so I walked out with wet pants, and there was paparazzi because I'm from Nashville and I'm not made for that.
I love it so much. I feel like this whole record and this whole era, Becca's in Austin, so she couldn't come, but I did see Kelsea at the Greek a couple weeks ago, and I got the shirt. The one that I really wanted was sold out. The Love is a Cowboy, probably your best
I'll
seller.
send you one. Whatever.
There was no merch left after the show. P.S. Like everyone,
Crazy.
it was like Black Friday at Walmart for the Kelsea merch. It was like people were literally stomping on each other.
You're leaving money on the table, Kelsea. Talk to your people.
Yeah.
I've never really done well in merch before, and then this tour was absolutely insane. So we weren't really ready for it.
It was
that
so
was my
cute.
bad.
Okay. Anyway, so
no, it's not. You write the music and you perform, and you wear gorgeous dresses. You need to talk to someone else. That's not your job. Someone else drop the ball.
Yeah, you're right. Well, the merch was also cute too. It's hard when you walk out and you're like, I want that. Anyway, so when I saw Kelsea, the show, I can't, now that the tour's over, like you can go on and you can see all just the level in which this woman is performing and giving a show is like top notch Rihanna level production. The screens, the costume changes. There's a whole number where she just is in this glittery outfit on a stool and the background's changing, but she like perfectly like is moved. Anyway, it's being incredible. And I couldn't help but watching it. And I felt like I met you when you were having your breakout moment years and years ago when I was at ET. And I remember people being like, oh my God, this is the girl. She's the next hot thing. She's the next hot thing. And here you are, a bunch of records in, like full Opry member, cover girl. It's like I was watching the reinvention of you. Like there is a fearlessness and there is, like you said, like there's the vibe of a girl that has like been through it and realizes it's impossible to be perfect. So you're just going to go like not scared of what everyone's thinking anymore. Do you feel this like new
in a very big way? I feel like in the last year, I feel like I've like almost like woken up to myself as a woman and not a girl anymore. And I think that's just been a process of like a lot of work on myself and like a lot of intentional work on myself, but then also just like the unfreezing of the world. And I think for me, I've lost a lot of fear that I've had, whether it's fear around change or fear around like, what does it look like to be 29 and getting out of a marriage? You know, like fear of, just all of it. Fear of what we were just talking about. Like, I'm going to start speaking up on calls. I'm going to start speaking up more, because that's where I feel like I'm honestly at in my life now. And if it's not palatable for everyone, then that's okay. I'm not meant to be for everyone. You know, I just feel like I'm in this place where I'm really comfortable with myself. And it's really ironic to feel that, because I'm in such a chaotic season of my personal life, and somehow those things exist really, really well together.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that I think a big part of it was I wrote my first record when I was 19, and it had songs like Love Me Like You Mean It and Dibs and Yeah Boy. And like, they're like these really flirty, youthful songs. And then I've grown up, and I've had such this kind of imposter syndrome identity crisis, because I didn't want to leave that girl behind, that 19, 20, 21-year-old that wore these glittery rompers and had this really young Disney Channel fan base, you know? But I'm not her anymore, and I'm not supposed to be her anymore. You know, I honor that version of myself every night when I sing those songs, but I like me better now. And I want to sing about my life now, and the things that I've learned and changed about myself. And so I think within that comes like a real confidence when you kind of redefine what a role model is meant to be. And like, and just like, it doesn't mean being perfect. Like we've talked about, it means being approachable and honest and vulnerable and messy and showing the cool parts too.
All right. So Kelsea is going into self-care mode. She's not on tour, but you can go get tickets for the Shania show, which is next year. But you can go buy this record, stream this album, support her. Her book's amazing. And I wanted to do a little something that I've never done before on the podcast, just to finish us out. Everybody that listens to this podcast knows that I've had a very difficult year in my family with mental illness. And Kelsea runs an amazing foundation called the Feel Your Way Through Foundation, where she helps fund and raise money for a lot of different charities that help people feel their way through and deal with mental illness. And so I am personally going to donate $5,000 to
Oh my
Feel Your Way
God.
Through as a thank you for coming on. And just as, you know, I'm doing a lot in my personal life behind the scenes right now, but I think what you're doing and the fact that $1 from every ticket that you sold on this tour went to your foundation is incredible. And so if you really want to support Kelsea, you'll check out her foundation and see if you can donate. It's almost the end of the year.
Yes.
It's, you know, her final push to fundraise, and I will get in touch with Lisa and get that all sorted out. But I love you so much. And I think you're doing amazing things. And yeah.
That makes me want to literally sob.
She's crying.
So I'm literally crying. That's so selfless. That's so sweet.
And we just, you know what? This is beautiful for full circle, because I was just saying that she's such a cheapskate that.
That's how you started.
$5,000 to me is like $40,000 to anyone else, because every dollar matters.
It's true.
Because we're staying at the airport motel.
But Keltie, always spend the extra $100 for a hotel when you're on the road.
Sorry.
Thank you. I mean, we may not be wailing our faces off or doing quick changes, but I still feel like I need to have that comfort after and before
when you're
a show.
Away from home and away from your family and changing beds every night. At least you want a good comforter.
Yes, thank you. You heard it here first, folks. Just with 3 cities left to go, Kelsea saved my life.
We love you. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks for listening. The Lady Gang is produced by Alex Ingber, Steve Delameter, and Jared Monaco. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And if you love it, share it with your friends on social media. Like, oh my God, I just listened to Lady Gang. This episode's so great. Swipe up to listen. And if you really want to, which we know you do, please follow us on social. At Keltie, at Becca, at Jack Vanek, and at The Lady Gang. Sign up for our newsletter at theladygang.com and join our secret Facebook group. It's super fun. See you next Tuesday.
All this month, celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with Pluto TV. Watch movies with the biggest stars like Eugenio Derbez in No Eres Tú, Soy Yo, and Luis Gerardo Méndez in Camino a Marte. Plus, Pluto TV has thousands more movies and TV shows and over 45 channels in Spanish, all for free. So download the Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices and start streaming today. Pluto TV. Drop in, watch free.